The views and opinions expressed in the Golden Boot podcast are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Golden Boot podcast as a whole.
Y'all ready to get rolling? Quiet on the set. Hey, welcome back. Another hot episode of the Golden Boot. It's your boy Pooh Bell. I got my man Ant Petty Murphy in the building. What's good with you, my boy?
What's up with it, dog?
Hey, I done had better days. LSU fans have seen better days.
Hey, you know how you always joke about every time we do a show, something happen?
Yeah.
What's the odds? What's the odds that we move our show to Thursday, and then on Thursday, yeah.
It's funny. We always talk about we always talk about how the sausage is made. We told people. Oh, and I ain't gonna say tell people. I'm gonna tell people now. We were thinking about not doing the show just because different stuff. Nothing in particular. But I was like, hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be gone, man. I be able to do one this weekend. May want to hold off, and lo and behold, it has hit the fan.
Yeah. Life doesn't
talk about it. What's good, Josh? So what's up? Nice new graphics for the intro. Appreciate it, man. I was trying to do it, do something nice, spark it up a little thing, for Ant, and he didn't see all of it. He wasn't paying attention. He popped.
I seen.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't expecting to bring it in on this, though. I should have brought back the old one for this. I should have brought back like the original. Yeah, but we got one for you tonight.
I need to bring back altar calls for this one.
Oh man, tell me about it. I got that music somewhere. I get that. Was not expecting the day to go this way. Yeah, Chris.
This whole day been an altar call.
Yeah, Chris, I agree. But we're going to get into it, man. But first, y'all know what we got to do. We got to give a shout out to our sponsors over at BetOnline. BetOnline.ag. We will be back in 1 minute. BetOnline.ag is your number one source for all your sports information, stats, news, and scores. Get the latest odds, lines, and player injury reports for this year's NBA and NHL playoffs. BetOnline is always your sports information headquarters. This season, we have you covered for all your sports wagering needs. We have everything from NBA, NFL, MLB, and NHL to golf, tennis, UFC, and boxing. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to get your betting info, including live betting options and your favorite casino and card games that you can play right from your home. Head on over to betonline.ag today or use your mobile device to get in on the action. Be sure to use the promo code BLEAV to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts. And we are back. If you've been under a rock, hadn't seen it, or if you feel like you've been hit by a rock, like Chris said, this one hurts. Bryce Underwood flipped his commitment to Michigan. I don't think anybody is. I don't think we too surprised by it, but I think we surprised. It was kind of, a little shocked.
I'm not surprised, but I wasn't expecting it.
There we go. Agreed.
So this is what I've been thinking about, this whole Bryce Underwood situation for a long time now when it came to Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Jakeem Stewart is a program-changing player in the state of Louisiana, right?
Right.
Number one player in the class of 2026. All right. So if Jakeem Stewart was committed to USC, would we not do everything in our power to get him to stay home and go to LSU?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. We've done it before. Mm-hmm.
This is the exact same scenario. You got the hometown school doing whatever they had to do to keep the hometown kid. And, I mean, the reports are out there that he had offers from both schools. And he sent info back to both schools telling them what he wanted corrected or changed or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He flipped. So, I mean, the offer from Michigan north of $10 million. You crazy to spend down that kind of money, man.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at the kid. You gotta do what's best for you in that situation. And we talking life-changing money. So you gotta go take the money. So I'm more so upset at LSU and the staff for not doing what they had to do to keep him. I mean, we can call it LSU not having enough money. That might be the case. But if that's the case, then you need to start dating your level.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to stop going after the number one player in the country if you ain't got number one player in the country money.
Facts.
Because at a certain level, you gotta pay to play with the big dogs. And if you ain't got the money to pay with the big dogs, step away from the table and let the big dogs play, and you go play at a table where you can afford it. So, I mean, like I said, I'm not really mad at the kid for flipping. I'm more so mad that we ain't trying to match. But like I say, $12 million or whatever it is, that's a lot of money, man. And what it does do is it now opens up all that money for other players, Jakeem Stewart, players like that. You can maybe up a bag to a player like
Pickett
or Kay Phillips, who are flirting with other schools or whatever the case may be, and not just that, but the transfer portal. We talked about how this next transfer portal class needs to be one that's filled with a lot of high end talent coming to LSU. Well, now you got some extra money to spend and go get proven commodities. As good as we think Bryce is or will be, you can spend that money now on somebody who's done it at the collegiate level already and fill multiple holes on your team, even though you are now missing the biggest piece of what was the 2025 recruiting class and the number one player in the class and in the country and the quarterback of the future. But You got money to go fill other pieces now, at least.
Yeah. And Wayne brought up, he said, what more could the South have done, man? Anything short of getting the Brinks truck is a wrap. And yeah, I get that.
My thing is, whenever the $10 million offer came from Michigan, LSU should have upped their offer.
Facts.
The reports are LSU's offer was around $8 million. When Michigan offered 10, LSU should have came with 10. Then maybe that $12 million that reportedly is what Michigan is giving them now wouldn't have been such a big difference, and maybe he would have stayed at LSU. But if you're talking a $4 million difference, man, you can't leave $4 million on the table.
Yeah, I completely agree. And this is not 10 years, 10 mil a year. This is over the 4-year span. Did I hear that correct?
Correct.
Okay, because I know some people were saying that's not sustainable. That's NFL money. But yeah, man, I'm disappointed to lose Bryce Underwood. I'm more, I guess, more worried about what's going to happen to the rest of the class. Yeah. And Richard Reeves brings up, he said LSU had the number one quarterback, number one running back, and number one wide receiver in this class at one point. Who has left?
The number one running back and the number one cornerback.
Yeah. As of now. So, oh, well, sorry you feel that way. That's,
I mean,
it's a lot of fans feel that way though.
I
ain't there yet.
I can say I understand it though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There is a lot of frustration on my part towards not just BK, but the entire staff as a whole. Mm-hmm. I just feel like the sense of urgency wasn't there. Like I said, excuse me. Like I said, Michigan offered $10.5 million, and you just going, oh well, we're comfortable that he posted on Instagram that he's likely gonna turn it down, so we're good. Like that was the sense of urgency at, man. You gotta secure that recruit whenever you playing. You talking about the number one player in the country, bro. You playing at that level, dog. You gotta do exactly what you gotta do to secure a recruit like that, man. And this staff wasn't ready to do that, bro. They just sat back and was content with what they had already done.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Danny. It's funny because I saw a post earlier. Somebody said that BK, Bryce Underwood, saying Michigan offered him $1 million. I mean 10-5, and BK said we build character.
Yeah.
and Bryce said come back. That's what I was actually. This is what I was gonna go to, and because Richard brought it up. He says, do you think the assistant coach that had ties to Bryce may be on his way out, and this might be part of the reason? I think it's go ahead. I was just gonna say, I just think it's funny that all of a sudden this guy joins your team for the playoffs, and who's coaching a different team, and now all of a sudden, it's a look to get back. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, saying now, plus the money. I'm not saying
that ain't what he's talking about.
Oh, it's a different one. Okay.
He's talking about Joe Sloan. And yeah, I think Joe's on his way out the door. I'll go ahead and say it, bro. I thought
it was talking about Carlos Staines. My bad. I misread it.
Only thing I think that was keeping Joe Sloan around was the fact that he had Bryce Underwood coming in. And while I do say he does have a great relationship with 2027 quarterback Elijah Haven from the Baton Rouge area, man, that's 2027. You can get you can get 2 more years out of whoever you bring in to replace him to build that relationship back. You know what I'm saying? So you got to go. Man, from what I've seen from the play calling position this year, I don't see what keeps him around, bro. I think Underwood was his saving grace, and it looked like he gonna need a prayer right now.
Yeah. And he said this Josh, he on his wife's account.
Oh, I was sure wondering who that was, bro. I was like, I ain't never seen that person
yeah, pressure. Pressure said we're a basketball school now. Baseball. With Stony Brook.
Yeah, a women's basketball school at that.
Yeah, we UConn in this thing.
Hey, but hold on. Let me before we go to that question.
Yeah.
This is another thing I got a problem with. Because of the way that you failed to recruit certain position groups in the past 2-3 classes.
Mm-hmm.
If you look across the landscape of the SEC, you might be in 8th, 9th place when we talk about trajectory of the next 3 years. Like, let's be real with it, bro. And I'm not just saying that because Bryce left. Even though that was part of it. That's part of it. Because if you would have had a quarterback room of Bryce and Colin, if he stays, Ricky, if he stays, you know, whatever the case may be, you were still looking bright at the quarterback future. But now Bryce out the picture now. So now you got Colin if he stays, Ricky if he stays. All right. Running back room, you still got some pretty good pieces in running back room. Wide receiver room, you ain't got nothing. You got nothing proven over the next couple years in the wide receiver room. Offensive line, we don't know about. Defensive line, haven't really recruited it that well. Secondary, you got some pieces in this class. Are they gonna stay? You know what I mean? So look across the SEC. Like, you got schools like South Carolina who probably got a better trajectory in the next 2-3 years than you do. They got their quarterback. They got a great defensive line. They got a good O-line. And they recruiting at a high level. They getting 5 stars at receiver and at all kind of positions. You know what I mean? You look at Tennessee, what they doing. Ole Miss, you know they're gonna spend in the portal. They got one of the best collectives in the country. And I mean, they probably got their quarterback of the future in Austin Simmons. You know what I mean? So they probably got a better trajectory than you. Florida,
Kiffin gonna call dial it up.
Florida, hell, DJ Lagway just whooped our ass this past weekend. And then look at all the flips and commits they got coming over there who want to play with DJ Lagway.
Who quarterback average? Anyway,
You're talking about South Carolina.
Me, I hope not. It's funny.
South Carolina, dog.
It's funny. Chris, hey, Chris said we still got Colin Hurley. Chris, all I'm gonna say is that conceded mean.
Yeah, he might if he's still around. That's all I'm gonna say. It's a possibility that all these guys could leave. And you say Sellers average, but he was whooping your ass for a half before he got hurt.
Facts.
And other than that game, he lost 2 other games on the season.
Alabama.
And this is his first year.
Ole Miss. He literally lost to Alabama, Ole Miss.
Yeah, and he was closer against Alabama than you were.
Facts.
And he played them in that.
Yeah, just want to say in Tuscaloosa.
So I mean, I think they got a brighter future right now than we do, bro. I think Florida with Lagway got a brighter future. I think Bama with their quarterback that they got coming in, I think he a dog. Keelan Russell, and not to mention the guys that they already got in their room added to that. You know what I mean? So I think Georgia with Rashada over the next couple of years. I got to see what they do at some of the skill positions around Rashada, but at least they got the quarterback in the trenches and all that figured out over there. So we need Colin Hurley and Ricky Collins to not only stay, but we need them to be what we think they can be in order for us to compete with some of these other schools for the next 3-4 years.
All right. For Dan, a question. If I am Ricky and Colin, do I hit the portal for being disrespected all this time and basically ignore it for Bryce? If you Ricky, I don't. If you Colin.
Let me ask you this. Okay. If you Ricky, because I'm going to kind of stay in the same line with her question. If you Ricky, does the fact that AJ Swan came in, by all accounts, you beat him out, but then you don't see the field in certain situations, AJ Swan come in? I'm just, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you beat him out, why you ain't the one coming in when Nussmeier get hurt or Nussmeier got to come out the field for it? You know what I'm saying? Or we put the backups in for the first time, AJ Swan. Like, so I mean, do I really have a chance to compete? So I mean, I think not only the Bryce situation, but the AJ Swan situation could affect, you know what I'm saying, who stays and who goes.
Man, it's times like this. I'm glad we're going to be reporting on Houston for the next 3 years. That's all I'm going to say. The next 3 years, it's going to be Cougar news, Cougar news, Cougar news.
Yeah, but I'm just like, man,
it's dark right now. It is. You know, it's funny. I was just thinking today. You know, we was having a conversation in the chat, and I was just thinking today. I hadn't seen Sherman in a minute because he kind of, you know, saying like Twitter, social media dead. I know he working behind the scenes, but I hadn't seen him in a minute, and that in itself had me a little.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not saying the sky is falling.
Nah.
But I am saying that there's some there needs to be a come to Jesus meeting with their staff and the collective, the Scott Woodward and all. And let's talk about him for a second. At what point do we question the contract given to BK?
Same contract given to Jimbo. Same contract given to what's your man? Chris Peterson at Washington. Chris Peterson proved it though, in my opinion.
I mean, I get it. You was in a bad situation. You know what I mean? And you had to give him the security to say, if I come there, you know, you're gonna give me time to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a problem with 10 years.
Yeah, it's the 95 mil.
It ain't really even the 95 mil. It's the word that come after the 95 mil.
Buyout.
Guaranteed.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Guaranteed. When you guaranteed that whole contract, bro, it's a wrap, man.
Mm-hmm.
And then the buyout is 90% of that or whatever. Man, that's ridiculous, bro. Mm-hmm. You handcuffed yourself at that point.
Yeah.
And I mean, he knocked it out the park with the Kim Mulkey. Great job. Jay Johnson, great find. You know what I mean? They paid off. Matt McMahon looked like he's gonna be a good, you know, great hire. You know what I mean? But this is your money maker, dog.
That's a good question. Should it have been performance based? I think it should have had some. Yeah.
I mean, he does have bonuses and stuff. He got bonus from becoming bowl eligible. You know what I mean? Like, it's LSU. That should never be a bonus. That should be a bonus at ULM, not LSU.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, bro. Like, this your moneymaker, and you. I ain't gonna say you dropped the ball, but it don't look like you did your best work. You know what I mean? That's like having a mansion on the inside of your house, gold toilets and all kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, Kim Mulkey nice, the kitchen nice, yeah, Jay Johnson nice, but the front of your house falling apart, dog.
That's a good analogy.
That's what everybody see. Everybody see the football program. That's your moneymaker, bro. If you're trying to sell a house and it ain't got no curb appeal, you ain't selling the house, dog.
That's big facts.
If you an athletic department and you ain't got a good football team, 9 times out of 10 you ain't a good athletic department.
So they talked about it during the Hall of Fame or the appreciation for Simone Augustus, and they talked about how Saban even stepped in to help recruit Simone Augustus to LSU, and that's it. When you've got a winning football program, it helps build a lot of your rest of your programs. I would love to see a study to see when you have like winning football programs, how does the rest of your school, as far as other athletics, how well they do as well? Because I know that's
not even just that, but it make money for your school, bro. Go look at Alabama enrollment before Nick Saban, and go look at it right now.
Oh, I can tell you, anytime you win anytime you make the Sweet 16 or stuff like that, or you make a championship, enrollment increases always.
Yeah, football,
especially football.
That's where all the eyes are at, bro. You know what I mean? That's what everybody. If you're a college student, you want to be tailgating at a football game for a winning program, bro. You know what I mean? That's what everybody want to do. You don't want to go to a school with a sorry football team.
Howard University. I know we ain't talking HBCU. Howard University had, if I'm not mistaken, had the highest enrollment that they've ever had.
After they made the Celebration Bowl.
They won the MEAC and made the Celebration Bowl. So
yeah. So I mean,
Alabama A&M in that number, but that's a different story. My bad, Wayne. We ain't gonna talk about it, but that's a different story.
And see, this is the thing that kills me with the football program. Not only did you give Brian Kelly $95 million guaranteed, you went and made Blake Baker the highest paid defensive coordinator. You made Bo Davis one of the highest paid, Brad Davis one of the highest paid, Frank Wilson one of the highest paid. You got probably the highest paid coaching staff in the country. It ain't just the head coach. And then you got, if you Brian Kelly, like, where I'm starting to question how bad he really want to win, dog. Like seriously, I feel like he content with being 10-2, 10-3 every year. And every now and then he'll make the playoff and give him a shot to win it all.
Let me ask you a question. Does Brian Kelly have a more willingness to win, or does Chris Hilton have more of a willingness to jump?
Man, Chris Hilton has more. I don't know. That's
hey, that's what happened when you know what I'm saying. Love, you want to be in love and basketball. You want to do a jump shot every time. You want to get the layup.
Man, trying to catch an alley out there, but
better stop before you catch a Charlie horse. You know, he got. I ain't gonna say that. I'm gonna leave him alone because I don't want to be disrespectful. So
I'm just trying to say though, like, we spending too much money
in the wrong place.
not just that, we spending too much money on this staff saying for us to be out here going 8-4, 9-3, whatever the case may be, bro. Like you
they
like
kind of saying this.
yeah, Saban was hungry. Now you got a coach who I don't feel like he got that hunger, man. He got 95 M's in the bank, bro. What's a
Coach O was
championship?
hungry.
What's championship gonna do when you got 95 mil in the bank, bro?
Coach O was hungry.
Like, let's be real, bro.
Mm-hmm.
If I told you right now, no matter how good you do at your job for the next 10 years, I'm gonna pay you $95 million. How much you gonna care about your job?
Now, I gotta go back to what you said. If you tell me if I do good at my job, I make 95 mil, I'm gonna perform my ass off. But if you tell me I'm guaranteed 95 mil, no matter my performance, then I'm gonna go to work when I feel like it. I'm gonna work how I feel like it.
Go ahead and fire me. Like, what you gonna pay me 95 million either way it go?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that he going out there trying to lose by any means. You know what I mean? All I'm saying is I don't know how hungry he is. We talked like when baseball season, they talked about how Jay Johnson sleep in his office and you know what I mean, and do all this kind of they play a series what is it, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then on Monday he going to visit a recruit in California and coming back on Tuesday to coach a game, then on Wednesday going back out to Florida. You know what I'm saying? That man grinding. He hungry.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Kelly ain't doing that.
How I feel. 65 sitting on 95 mil.
That man ain't doing all that, bro.
Yeah,
that man doing the bare minimum. Whatever I gotta do to keep these checks coming in.
Yeah. I can't even. I can't. Yeah. I after the Alabama loss, we ain't talk about it. I think I meant to say it and I didn't then. I think a lot of people had their reservations about Brian Kelly. But after Alabama lost, LSU fans stopped making excuses for Brian Kelly. They after this loss of a recruit, we all know it's not the end of the world. That LSU, saying could be okay. But at this point, just like we lost, saying we stopped making excuses for Brian Kelly, we stopped making excuses for this program, for this football program. What adds insult to injury when you see Kim Mulkey recruiting 5-star after 5-star after 5-star. When you see your baseball team bringing in the talent, and and like you said, they're not making the same. They're making good money for where they are, and say position. I mean, say I guess equivalent. In relatively speaking, they're making saying top dollar. But when you see somebody making 10 times what you're making, that's gotta. We talk about how Ricky Collins or Colin Hurley may feel with a high school kid getting 10 mil coming in. How do you feel when you got multiple championships or you got a championship and then the head coach of your biggest program not doing that? Don't have that. Don't have a number one recruiting class. Hell, McMahon got a number 3 class right now, if I'm not mistaken. Number 3 or something like that.
Top 5 for sure. And I don't know what LSU gonna be sitting after you lost the number 1 overall recruit. So you might not even be top 5 no more. So,
or are you gonna be top 10?
We'll see.
I mean, with the way things trending.
Yeah, I mean, you're right, but we'll see how it all shake out. Got 2 weeks, but I'm just saying, bro. It's this should be a wake up call for them, dog. Like they need to come to their sense. If the Alabama game wasn't a wake up call for you to walk over to Bryce Underwood and say, "Look, bro, we'll give you whatever you want." He was there. He saw that. He saw that blowout. If you didn't walk up in there and say to him, bro, you can get whatever you want, bro. We'll give you the 10.5 Michigan was talking about. Like, that should have been your cue right there, bro. And then turn around, lose Derek Meadows to Michigan. We all thought he was probably gonna flip anyway, but that just poured a little salt to the wound. Then, just to make matters even worse, Michigan turned around and re-offer Jakeem Stewart. Now, I swear for if Michigan outbid LSU for Jakeem Stewart, mark my words, this show right here is gonna be legendary. I might come up with the whole 65 million myself. I don't care if I gotta do a telethon like Jerry Lewis. We finna come up with this money somehow.
All right, man. Let's put a bow on this.
Yeah,
get out of here.
This.
Yeah, we can move on. We do got a couple other things to talk about. LSU takes on Vanderbilt this week, and normally I'll say the don't sleep on Vanderbilt. I'd say it before the show, and I'll say it now. I don't have a good feeling about this game this weekend.
Oh, this finna be a terrible game. Like the vibe around this program right now lets me know how this game finna go, bro. There's nothing positive going for you right now. Nothing. You got blown out versus Alabama. You lost versus Florida. You lost the number one recruit in the country. And it's trending that you're finna lose other recruits. So, like, what gives me a reason to feel like this program is finna go out there and respond in a positive way? When at no point in this season have they shown to respond to adversity in a positive manner.
Yeah, this don't feel good, bro. This don't feel good at all.
I'm just saying, bro.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and take a look. Vanderbilt by the numbers.
I don't even care, bro. They finna beat our ass, bro. I mean, I'm wrong, dog. I hope LSU come out here and prove me wrong and come out here and win this game, but I just don't have any positive vibes about this right now at all, dog.
Yeah. All right, on the season, Vanderbilt is averaging 331 yards per game while giving up 349 to their opponents. They are averaging 187 yards per game. I'm sorry, 187.2 yards per game, giving up 144. I'm sorry, they're averaging 187, giving up 227, averaging 144 rushing, giving up 122. They are 46% on third down, 55.6% on fourth down. They, I'm gonna be honest, man. I can read all this. Like I said, I don't have a good feeling about this game.
Yeah.
I like you say the vibe around this. We were so deflated after the Alabama game.
Alabama beat you twice.
Literally, we've talked about that. We've talked about that with several teams this season, but Alabama beat you twice. You had no business losing that game to Florida, to a quarterback he's a freshman. He's been good, he's on one leg for it, realistically speaking. So,
yeah. I mean, but that just go to show you how this team respond to adversity. Like I said, most times in big moments, Texas A&M game. Yeah, they came back against Ole Miss. I'm not counting South Carolina because we already know what would have happened if Lenore Sellers would have played that whole game. So, Ole Miss, you responded, cool. But Trey Harris got hurt that game also. Texas A&M, you didn't respond. Alabama, you didn't respond. Florida, you didn't respond. So, yeah. I mean, they've shown you who they are. And if Vandy comes out and punches them in the mouth, they're going to show you again who they are. Like they go back to the physicality and the toughness and all that we talked about. This team don't have. They don't have that intensity to like, you punch me in the mouth, I'm going to come back and hit you with a sledgehammer type. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I don't know, bro. And I don't know who said it in the comments, so my apologies. But somebody said soft northerner come down to coach LSU. I feel like this team kind of play like yeah, my bad, Mark. But yeah, I feel like that's kind of what this team play like. This team play like a soft Big Ten team. Like, and honestly, I don't even know if that's fair to the Big Ten to say because most teams in the Big Ten can run the football. At least they can at least do that. We can't do that shit. So I mean, at this point, I don't even, like. You might be a Big 12 team. That's really what you look like, honestly. Not a Big 10, a Big 12 team. Because you throw the ball 45 times a game, 50 times a game. You barely run the ball. And your defense is hit or miss.
Yeah.
So congratulations, you Kansas State.
Which is funny because Danny said earlier her son named Castellano, Castellano, whatever, the kid that was at there you go. And Avery Johnson said that's a son name for quarterbacks to get out the portal.
I don't know, bro. I ain't trying to go that route right now as far as speculate who gonna be in the portal. We know Castellanos is in the portal, but who else? I ain't gonna speculate on who else might hit the portal, but you probably gonna
have to. Chris said LSU sponsored by Angel Sauce Tissue because we ass. That's a good one, Chris. That is a good one.
But I don't see how you can. I don't even know, bro. I don't remember what I was about to say. Chris done got me with that one.
Yeah. That's funny.
But nah, man, I think LSU. Like this is another thing. Home field ain't even gonna really matter in this because I don't think the fans gonna really have that same fire and passion after you got beat your last two games.
Yeah. Yeah, buddy. Rolling like a big shot.
No, we rolling like a motherfucker with three flat tires.
All right, man. All right, man. Let's go ahead and go with our because there's some other big games. Let's go ahead and go with our picks. What's good, Nord? Perk said we suck. I read it. He said, we suck.
Look, that boy right there say that boy been saying hook 'em all day, man. That's some nasty work.
Yeah, that's some nasty work. All right, here we go, man. This is what we picked this week. You know what I left off here? I probably should have put on here because it might end up being a straight little game. BYU, Arizona State. Probably. But anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. I think these was pretty good.
Yeah, I know we went chalk for the most part. Here we go. Number 5, Indiana versus number 2, Ohio State. We both picked Ohio State. I think Indiana make it a game though. They, say at least in the early going to this game, and I think they at least cover the spread, because I think that spread hold on, let me pull it up, because when I looked earlier, they were talking about earlier, that spread was that spread was like 14 or something like that.
Oh, no, I think Indiana covered that, but I think it's gonna come
10
down
and a
to
half. 10 and a half is the spread. That's the drop. It was
moved. Wasn't it 13 and a half at one point?
That's what it was. 13 and a half.
Yeah, okay.
Too many people that bought that under.
Yeah, I mean, I would have took Indy with plus 13 and a half, but personally, but I think
I might tease them up, say 16 and a half. My bad. I ain't mean to.
I think it's gonna come down to Ohio State just having a little too many athletes on the field.
That's when I think the separation gonna happen, because I think even though Michigan isn't as good of a team as Indiana right now, Michigan came back. You could tell that was just talent, depth at that point. So
yeah, I think Ohio State got better talent than Michigan.
Big facts. Coaching too. Well, I don't, maybe not recruiting, but
maybe not in this. If this considered a big game, then maybe not, because Ryan Day ain't that good in big game.
That's fair. Number 9, Ole Miss taking on Florida.
All right, so I think Lagway showed me a lot last week, but the fact that I think he's still bothered by his hamstring, you know what I mean, and I don't know how much he can run. That pass rush Ole Miss got worried me a little bit. So I feel like they're gonna get to him a few times, and they like Florida rely on like big plays, right? Like that's how most of their stuff versus us was, explosive play lead to a touchdown, explosive touchdown or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how many you're gonna get versus Ole Miss like that. So I wouldn't be surprised if Florida win. It wouldn't shock me, but I think Ole Miss wins.
Yeah. Same. I just think that I talked about it last week about Florida needs they needed 2 games to get bowl eligible. Beating us, and then they got Ole Miss, and then they got Florida State. I wouldn't be surprised if they pull Lagway a little early in this game, just to keep them healthy enough, so try to get through the Florida State game and the bowl game. So I honestly think, and then plus him still being a little bit hobbled against that defense, the way they was getting after Carson Beck, and he got 2 good legs. So I think that, what I'm saying, I think that's gonna get him. That's gonna get him. And then and that offense, they starting to click at the right time too. I think it took them a while to figure out what they were without Trey Harris, and I think they didn't got it. And I think he's back now, if I'm not mistaken. He's coming back this game, or was back last game, one of them. So next up, number 16, Colorado taking on Kansas. Both picked Colorado on this one. Kansas made some noise last week with the upset over BYU, but I don't think they survived Colorado.
I don't know if they got enough firepower, and they run the football, like they got a good running game in Kansas, but Colorado do a pretty decent job of stopping the run. So I think that be a factor.
What I've been doing lately with Colorado, because they've been coming up on our picks a lot, and what I look at to see, just judge just how much they're gonna do, I look at the passing defense. And I accidentally I looked up Kansas, and I looked it up, and I said, oh, they're 33. Then I realized, wait, I'm doing this wrong. That was Utah. Kansas like 89 pass defense. Colorado number 7. Yeah, I think they gonna get it.
Kansas do a good job of converting on third down though. So if they can sustain some drives and keep Shador off the field, that's their recipe. But I just don't know if they can stop Shador in that passing game.
Yeah. That's what Dan. I just realized seeing what Danny said. She said we made it through the first 2 stages of grief, denial. I was the first 2 stages of grief, denial, and now anger. So, yeah. All right, man. Number 19, Army taking on number 6, Notre Dame. You picked Notre Dame. I picked Army, and I'll go ahead and tell her. I'll be honest. I picked Army, and to be different because me and Anthony had the same picks just about like the last 2 or 3 weeks. So I picked this one to be different. But
pick, man, it's on the right.
Yeah, I honestly do feel like Army got a better chance to beat Notre Dame than Indiana do Ohio State.
That's interesting right there. I don't know if I necessarily agree, but that's interesting.
I'm just thinking, so with the style of play that Army has, that with that triple option or spread option or however they run it,
yeah,
I really feel like they got a really good chance, bro. I think they can keep the ball away from Notre Dame. If they can make it an ugly game, like NIU made it an ugly game against Notre Dame.
That's true. But I see what I see what Notre Dame did to Navy.
Yeah,
I feel like this the problem for me. When you're talking about a service academy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they're not gonna have the big 300-pound offensive and defensive linemen.
That's true. That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So because they gotta, these guys gotta do PT and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So
they gotta meet height weight standard. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff. So they not finna be 6'4", 325-pound guy. So that's where I think Notre Dame gonna have the advantages in the trenches. And I think that's what's gonna be like. That's what showed against Navy. Navy wasn't able to do what they do offensively because you can't push around all this size Notre Dame's got. And then offensively, Notre Dame just leaned on them and ran the football. So I think that's the problem with Army in this game is they size in the trenches.
You know how many points Notre Dame has averaged in the last 5 games?
No.
46.3 points per game. Yeah, that kind of scary. Yeah, that's true. Paul said, unlike Navy, Army actually throws the ball. That is true. They still don't throw it a lot. This will be like Notre Dame, huh?
Said they don't throw it a lot.
This still will be Paul's up. This just be like Notre Dame playing Michigan for the most part.
If I ain't mistaken, I think Army is like dead last in passing offense.
I think so. I think that because last I checked, they had like 96 passing yards per game, and then their quarterback was out, so I know they went throwing.
Yeah, they last, bro.
Yeah,
they throw for 85 yards a game. Navy throw for a lot more than them. Not a lot more, but I mean, 124. That's that's a lot more than their offense.
Yeah. All right, last game, number 7 Alabama versus Oklahoma. I don't know why I put this game on here. Because after I put it on here, and I'm gonna tell you one reason.
I just picked it,
I'm gonna tell you one reason I put it on here. Because I said I was not gonna put another LSU game on here.
That's cool with me.
Not gonna put another LSU game on here because I don't want to seem like the negative, angry guy because I'm picking against LSU all the time. These next few weeks.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I was just about to say I'm done picking LSU just because they're LSU.
Listen.
Because honestly, I did that for the Bama game. And to keep it 100 with you, I was I bet with Bama. I picked Bama in my little ESPN little contest and all that. You know what I'm saying? Before the show, I picked LSU. You know what I mean? But I'm done with all that, bro.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you because I ain't even have to do much analysis on this. I picked it. It's funny because I looked at the score. Both of us picked Oklahoma to score the same amount of points.
Oh, for real?
Both of us put 13, but you had 31-13. I had
Yeah.
52-13. Alabama's going to beat Oklahoma by 30, 40 plus points in Oklahoma. Boomer that Summer. That listen. They going. And I already know if Oklahoma managed to keep this game close or something like that, they gonna try to clip it and stuff like. Man, bump all that. Oklahoma about to get boat raced in their stadium. LSU is okay. LSU is bad because they're one dimensional with the pass. Y'all are one dimensional with the run, and you don't run that well. I'm saying it. I gotta look at the stat, make sure I ain't lying on Oklahoma because somebody come out, no, Oklahoma ranked number 2.
This the only thing I say. This the only thing I say. Oklahoma defense pretty good against the run. And they kind of good at limiting explosive plays. So if they can do that, I don't know if Bama gonna get up to 50. But I do think that they win easily.
Oklahoma is 86 in the run.
Oh yeah, they terrible.
Rushing offense.
They're
You know who they
in the past.
you know who they're actually behind?
In rushing offense, LSU.
Mm-hmm. No. They may be behind LSU. I don't know, but I don't see LSU on here.
I was just guessing. I doubt it.
Houston, bro. They behind Houston, which listen. We do not throw that thing. Houston does not throw that thing for real. They just started because Zion Chris been doing his thing, but they just started throwing it. What? Bro. Yeah.
What's Oklahoma in rushing offense?
86. 143.5 yards per game.
86, you say?
Yep.
That's defense or offense?
That's rushing offense.
Oh, okay. I was on the wrong thing. Hold on.
Yeah. I'm looking at this. Houston and Oklahoma are very similar. Very similar. The difference is I think Houston is more of a up and coming program.
And let me tell you this, another factor in this game. Oklahoma turned the ball over 18 times so far this season. Alabama has forced 24 turnovers. Yeah,
I was a little unfair to Oklahoma. I said 52. 59-13 because they're gonna force 3 more turnovers and score off of them. 59-13.
Yeah, it's over with, bro. That game is a wrap.
All right, Dylan picked just like me. He said he got to pick the Army too, and he said I would pick Oklahoma, but I already know.
So yeah, I'm glad he didn't pick Oklahoma. I wouldn't have been able to let him live that one down.
Nah, he know he's sensible at times.
Alabama, I get it.
Yeah, so because there's some Alabama fans been messing with him, so he was like Dylan said, "Daddy," he was telling the little boy name. He said he been messing with me because LSU lost, but guess what? his favorite team, the Chiefs, and they lost. I said, but he could say LSU lost. He said he don't care. He said he don't watch LSU. He ain't gonna know. Oh man, that was too funny. That little boy had me rolling. Where we at? Where we at on time? Where we at? Other notable games. I talked about the I talked about that BYU Arizona State game.
That should be a good one. Let me see what else we got.
Texas versus Kentucky.
Nah. Penn State, Minnesota. Don't sleep on Minnesota.
I like that one too. I like that matchup. Missouri versus Mississippi State.
Man, get out of here.
That's gonna be a sorry fest, bro.
The battle of mid.
And Missouri is still ranked too, bro. That schedule. I'm going this weekend. I'll be in H-Town at the Baylor Houston game.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, let me check. Yeah, Baylor is 6-4. Houston's 4-6. Houston is still fighting for bowl eligibility. Looking to get this win. Then they'll have to they got to play BYU in BYU's in Provo, so that's gonna be yeah. I was hoping they would have got the dub last week against Arizona, but say that woman.
Pitt and Louisville play this weekend.
Yeah, I like that one. USC UCLA. I mean, that game don't even have the same significance like it used to.
The Pac-12 play each other.
Yeah.
On the CW network.
Bro, that's hilarious.
That's crazy, dog.
They're gonna play an episode of All American and then go to them.
I about to say Dawson's Creek.
It's more All Americans on
I don't W in 33 years.
Yeah. SMU Virginia, just because I want to see SMU keep it, keep hope alive or whatever, however you want to put it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all I got.
That's it. I think that's pretty much it. Hold on. The new women's basketball league.
Yeah. The 3-on-3 league.
Yeah. So people were talking about it. Caitlin Clark turned it down, and some people I heard something today, and it pissed me off because they were on that same BS. They said the WNBA women hated Caitlin Clark all season. Now they beg her to be on the 3-on-3 league, and she turned it down, and they mad that she turned it down. Like that's not true.
I ain't in all that Caitlin Clark crap.
Yeah, I'm so.
She probably just wanted to rest, man. That's probably it, bro.
I think somebody brought that up too. The fact that she went straight from national championship to the WNBA, and the only rest she had was still at the Olympic break.
Yeah.
And then went to the playoffs after that. So, yeah. All right, it was something else. The WNBA Lottery. Dallas got the number 1 pick. So, looking like Paige Beckers with Arike Ogunbowale.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like right now.
That might be a nice little duo. And then I forgot who got number 2. LA Sparks. Sparks got number 2, and then Chicago got number 3. So yeah. All right, man. I don't think I got nothing else. We ain't talk. What was your thoughts?
Don't even bring that crap up, bro. Don't even do it, bro.
All right. What about the UFC then?
John Jones. That's it. John Jones the GOAT. That's it. There's nothing else to talk about. That dude, he did Stipe dirty, man.
He did him dirty. Think that's it. Let me get theme music rolling.
Hit my theme music.
Next week sometime, I think. Actually, we probably won't. We'll figure out. But like that, we out.
You can find the Golden Boot Podcast on YouTube at Golden Boot. On Twitter at Golden Boot. On Instagram at Golden Boot. On Facebook at the Golden Boot Pod. On TikTok at Golden Boot.